हेलो बैंकर फ्रेंड्स, आप सभी का स्वागत है। वेलकम बैक फ्रेंड्स। एडिशनल स्टैग्नेशन इंक्रीमेंट के बारे में इंडियन बैंक एसोसिएशन ने अपना क्लेरिफिकेशन 25 अप्रैल 23 को एक सर्कुलर के माध्यम से दिया है। एमडी एंड सीईओ ऑफ मेंबर बैंक्स पार्टी टू 11th बाइपार्टाइट सेटलमेंट एंड 8th ज्वाइंट नोट 11th November 20 Note on stagnation increment with clarification on newly introduced stagnation increment and also on readjustment of stagnation increment on account of reduced periodicity from 3 to 2 years. During a meeting held on 28 February 23, in which the representative from UFBU and IBA Standing Committee on HR were present, and it was observed that in order to have uniform approach, a clarification is needed on implementation of the provisions regarding newly introduced stagnation increment and on readjusting of stagnation increment already released on account of reduced time interval of 2 years agreed upon in the settlement. The committee, after detailed deliberation, recommended to issue clarification on stagnation increment, which was subsequently approved in the meeting of Managing Committee of IBA. Accordingly, please find the clarification as under. However, it is on to be noted that this communication is only in the nature of clarification, and as such, no additional benefit over and above the provisions of bipartite joint note mentioned above are to be extended. A workman के release of additional stagnation increment introduced in 11th bipartite signed on 11th November 20. From 1st November 2017, both clerical and subordinate staff are eligible for 9 stagnation increment in place of 8 earlier. B point. The provisions of additional stagnation increment introduced in 11th bipartite signed on 11th November 20 is applicable for staff members who were in service on 1st November 2017. C. The 9th stagnation increment shall be of rupees 1,990 and rupees 1,000 for clerical and staff and subordinate staff respectively. Clerical/subordinate staff already in receipt of 8 stagnation increment shall be eligible for the 9th stagnation increment from 1st November 2017 or 2 years after receiving the 8th stagnation increment, whichever is later, and will draw monetary benefits from the date of release, which includes area of salary. Readjustment of stagnation increments. After release of the additional stagnation increment and monetary benefit thereof mentioned above for the staff members who are in service on 1st November 2017, the stagnation increment already drawn as per old norms shall be readjusted as per the new norms from 3 years periodicity to 2 years periodicity from the date of reaching their maximum of scale. The benefit of such readjusted stagnation increment shall be notional from 1st November 2017. However, the monetary benefit, if any, shall be payable from the 1st November 20. In case of the date of release of stagnation increment after readjustment falls under 1st November 20, the monetary benefit will be passed from the date of release. No monetary benefit and arrears for the period earlier to 1st November 20 will be paid on account of the readjustment of stagnation increment. For the staff members who were in the service from 1st November 2017 but not 1st November 20 and otherwise eligible, the monetary benefit in pension are to be passed on from 1st November 20. It is clarified that such staff members shall not be eligible for any benefit in gratuity, pension commutation, and leave encashment or any other superannuation benefit on account of such readjustment. In case of officers, release of additional stagnation increment introduced in 8th joint note on 11th November 20. The provisions of additional stagnation increment introduced in 8th joint note dated 11th November 20 is applicable for the staff who were in service in 1st November 2017. B. Officer in JMS Grade 1 and who have moved to Scale 2 under Regulation 5B and who have received 4 stagnation increment shall be received 5th stagnation increment of rupees 2,220. 2 years after receiving the 4th stagnation increment are with effect from 1st November 2017. Whichever is later and will draw monetary benefits which include arrear of salary for those who have retired from 1st November 17 and 31st October 20. All superannuation benefits like pension, provident fund, gratuity, leave encashment and revised compensation, if any, from the date of eligibility of the 5th stagnation increment are 1st November 2017, which is later to be paid. C point. Officer in MMG Scale 2 and who have moved to Scale 3 under Regulation 5B and who have received 4 stagnation increment shall receive the 5th stagnation increment of rupees 2,220 2 years after receiving the 4th stagnation increment are with effect from 1st November 2017. Whichever is later and will draw monetary benefits which include arrear of salary for those who have retired between 1st November 17 and 31st October 20. All superannuation benefits like pension, provident fund, gratuity, leave encashment and revised commutation, if any, from the date of eligibility of 5th stagnation increment are 1st November 17, whichever is later to be paid. D point. Officer in MG Scale 3 and who have received 5 stagnation increment shall receive the 6th stagnation increment of rupees 2,500 2 years after receiving the 5th stagnation increment are with effect from 1st November 2017. Whichever is later and will draw monetary benefit which include arrear of salary for those who have retired from 1st November 17 to 31st October 20. All superannuation benefit like pension, provident fund, gratuity, leave encashment and revised commutation, if any, from the date of eligibility of 6th stagnation increment are 1st November 2017, which later is to be paid. Officer in Scale SMG Scale 4 and who have received 1 stagnation increment shall receive the 2nd stagnation increment of rupees 2,730 2 years after receiving the 1st stagnation increment are with effect from 1st November 17. Whichever is later and will draw monetary benefits which include arrear of salary for those who have retired between 1st November 17 and 31st October 20. All superannuation benefit like pension, provident fund, gratuity, leave encashment and revised commutation, if any, from the date of eligibility of 2nd stagnation increment are 1st November 17, whichever is later to be paid. And F. Officer in SMG Scale 5 shall be eligible for 1 stagnation increment of rupees 2,970 2 years after reaching the maximum of his scale with effect from 1st November 20, whichever is later and accordingly will get monetary benefit. Readjustment of the increments. After release of the additional stagnation increment and monetary benefit thereof mentioned above, for officers who are in service 1st November 17, the stagnation increment already drawn as per old norms shall be readjusted as per the new norms from 3-year periodicity to 2-year periodicity from the date of reaching their maximum of scale. The benefit of such readjusted stagnation increment shall be notional from 1st November 17. However, the monetary benefit, if any, shall be payable from 1st November 20. In case the date of release of stagnation increment after readjustment falls under 1st November 20, the monetary benefit will be passed from the date of release. No monetary benefit and areas for the period earlier to 11th November 1st November 20 will be paid on account of the readjustment of stagnation increment. For the officers who were in service on 1st November 2017 but not 1st November 20 and otherwise eligible for the monetary benefits in pension are to be passed on from 1st November 20. It is clarified that such officers shall not be eligible for any benefit in gratuity, pension, commutation and leave encashment or any other superannuation benefit on account of such readjustment of stagnation increment. Friends, these are the clarification given by IBA. So please concern your HR department and to finalize your stagnation increment as per the clarification given by IBA. Thank you friends. Namaskar.